What's going on, guys? PXCam20 back in with a brand new video. We are here at Red Bull Ring for some Group 2 action as we are doing daily race C here, 13 lap race with the medium and hard compound tires. And not only that, this was a special race because this was actually one of the final races that we had with the old penalty system. So if you guys don't know, Wednesday, or I believe Tuesday night for people in the United States, we got a update where they fixed, quote unquote fixed. I don't know. Some people say it's fixed, some people say it got worse, but for me, it's a little bit better. But anyways, Polyphony tried to fix the penalty system, and what they did is that they made it a lot less sensitive. As you actually can see some examples here of how sensitive it used to be. And so we're just gonna take a trip back into memory lane and just show you guys exactly how the penalty system used to be before this update and before they probably push it back to this way, because Polyphony seems to flip-flop back and forth. But anyways, we're into our race here. We get our 3, 2, 1 and away we go. But heading into turn number 1, I braked very late, and because of that I made an unintentional move to the inside of Kevin, and you can see that we try to avoid his right rear bumper, but in doing so we get a 2-second penalty as we just made the slightest amount of contact with his corner. And it did upset him a little bit because you saw the car was wiggling off of the corner, but honestly, we barely made any contact with him. Even in real life, it probably would have done nothing to his car. But we get a 2-second penalty because of that, because of how touchy the penalty system was. And we get demoted back from 6th place all the way to 11th. Well, now 12th because Puddle went for the dive bomb of the century. But yeah, we get pushed back into 12th place, and now it's gonna be a fight back from the back all the way to the front. So 13 laps is on this race is scheduled, so if we can just push as much as we can, we are on the fastest compound for the race. Maybe we can make up some overtakes on some of these guys and push our way back up to at least finish, you know, in the top 6, maybe top 5, just salvage something here, since we are in the back of the pack currently. So into the final 2 corners, we're staying right behind Puddle and Sour Diesel. As you can see, Puddle is working all over the rear of Sour, and we get a little bit loose off the final corner. Just Puddle gets a better run than us, tries to go into the inside of Sour, and they're going side by side into here. We're just gonna see where we can try to fit our way through, as well as we try to get a better exit of Sour Diesel, but just got a little too close to him, backed out of the move, didn't want to accidentally make contact with him and get another 2-second penalty. So we just decided to wait for another time to make the overtake on Sour Diesel. So on lap number 2, on the final 2 corners, we get a really great run on the inside onto these final 2 corners as we keep it onto the inside of Sour Diesel, make a little bit of contact into this final turn, and we're able to complete the overtake, and we are now promoted from 12th place up to 11th. So trying to work our way back up to the front. Things are going according to plan. As long as we could just keep away from penalties, I think we should be all right here as we head into turn number 1 here on lap number 3. But into turn number 1, we did run a little bit wide on the exit, and there you go, we got another half-a-second penalty for the track limits. But it wasn't because of contact, it's because of track limits. I can be okay with that. I know Polyphony doesn't want people, or don't want people running super wide off of that first corner, because you can make up a lot of time on that corner if you run it wide on the exit. But we have to serve a half-a-second penalty. We lose back the 11th place position to Sour Diesel and get pushed back into 12th place. So now that charge back to the front has to restart, and now we have to push once again to try to get back up to the front. So the penalty system, again, I don't know if what you guys think about it. For me, I feel like it's a lot better. It has given me a lot more confidence when racing with some of these guys, as when we were racing with these guys before the penalty system update, I felt, you know, a lot less confident when racing with these guys, because what would happen is I would get side by side with some people or get behind of a car, and I would just be very cautious about where I was putting the car at, and just being really scared of accidentally making contact with them. So it really lessened my chances of trying to make aggressive overtakes or just racing aggressively with some people and doing side by side racing, because I just tried to stay away from them as much as I could just to avoid getting these penalties. But on this race, you can see that you really don't have time to try to do that, because since these cars are a lot faster, you kind of have to make just split-second decisions. And so the entire time that we were trying to force or work our way up into the front, from back here, I was just being very scared and just having to be quick with my reactions. If not, it could have easily led into a 2-4 second penalty, and that's the anxiety that I don't want to be thinking about when I'm racing on this game, because of a 4-second penalty that can be charged to us just because of an unintentional little bump that we have on the rear. So that's one of the things that the penalty system fixed. And so again, now you can be a lot more aggressive with the moves. You can be a lot more riskier, I guess, or risk taker when you are going for overtakes, and just have a lot more side-by-side racing with some of the other drivers, because you don't have to worry about accidentally bumping into them and getting that 2-second, 4-second penalty. So like I said, I'm enjoying it. I'm liking the new penalty system, but I know some people in the middle of the pack or in the back of the pack that have to deal with a lot of cars fighting for one spot are most likely gonna not like it or just get annoyed by it. But who knows, maybe my opinion will change as I continue on forward with the new penalty system, and maybe I'll start missing this old one. But for the time being, right now, it's only been a couple days, and I'm really starting to enjoy the new penalty system. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But to jump back to the race, you saw that we did gain a couple more positions as a couple guys had to serve their penalties, and we are now all the way up into 7th place. So from starting in, what was it, 5th or 6th in the beginning of the race, dropping all the way back into 12th, we've been able to push our way back up into 7th, and we actually have Kevin right up ahead of us. So the guy that we were fighting with in the first corner on the first lap, we were able to catch right back up to him, but not sure if he's on the hard compound tires or if he's on the medium compound tires. You guys do have to remember that we are on the fastest one right now, and we're gonna have to come in either this lap or next lap, depending on what I'm feeling with these tires. As on the Nissan Moto, you can run these tires up until like lap 7 or 8, and you can do pretty well fast lap times. As you can see right there, we actually run a really fast sector on the final sector, and it just depends on how your grip levels feel and how much you were abusing the tires. As luckily the Nissan felt really well, but I felt like I had to come in this lap, as some of these guys that came out on the hards were probably going to be a little bit faster than us if we don't get into the back of somebody's slipstream. And that's kind of where we came out here. As K-Bonix came out of the pits, we were able to get into a slipstream, and this is actually going to benefit us a lot, because what can happen here, we could stay behind the slipstream of K-Bonix, and we do have worn out tires. So if we can stay with him, we're basically running the same pace of the leader and the cars that just came out of the pits. So we should be able to save time on this overcut, and if everything works completely up to plan, then we'll make up some positions here. But in the middle part of this racetrack, you can see that K-Bonix is starting to get a little bit more grip on the medium speed corners, and you can see that right there, he was able to pull away by about 2 or 3 tenths of a second from us. And so this is kind of like the part where the slipstream really isn't going to benefit us. But we were able to, hold off a pretty decent lap. You can see on the bottom right that we were only down by about, I believe, 6 tenths from our fastest lap. So we're going to come in right here, switch off from the mediums to the hards, and we're going to see where we come out compared to all the other drivers that serve their pits. And you can see that we really didn't lose much time. We still came out right behind Kevin. He actually did maybe gain about a second and a half, actually, yeah, about a second on us. But we are now starting to get pressure from Sour Diesel on the left-hand side, as we have the inside going to turn number 3. So trying to just edge him out. We were able to do that here, as I believe Kevin up ahead gets a 2-second penalty for making contact with GT Max Thanatos. And so we're starting to get pressured again from Sour Diesel. We're just holding it off onto the inside, and we're able to kind of edge him out here, but he's going to have the preferred line going into turn number 5, and we're just going to have to give him the spot here because what do you call it, he has a preferred line. But I tried to do a cheeky cutback, and because he went a little bit too wide into that corner, and wasn't really planning on doing that move, but since he did make the corner very wide, we just got that nice little cutback. We're able to regain that position, and look at that, we got another position due to Kevin having to serve his penalty, and we are back up into 7th. So things are looking all right for us here. We were able to get back around Sour Diesel, and not only that, we were able to capitalize on Kevin's mistake of the penalty. And as we jump up into lap number 12 now, you can see that we were able to pull away from Sour Diesel, as I believe he started on the hards, switched off to the mediums, and those medium tires have now faded away as we are working all over the back of GT Max Thanatos. So not too shabby of a race so far. We do only have about a lap and a half left, but judging from where we were at in the beginning of the race, especially all the time that we lost stuck behind some cars, I mean, I'll take it. We'll go for a 6th place here for this race, especially because we almost got into some other trouble and almost got ourselves even more into a hole by getting more penalties. But as we're staying right behind GT Max Thanatos, I have a little bit of familiarity with his racecraft, as I have raced against him before in this region, so I kind of can trust him here and just stay right behind him. And I know if I look for a move, he'll be good enough to give me the space to try to make the overtake. So we're just trying to find a spot where we can make the overtake nice and clean without pushing him out of the way or getting ourselves into trouble here, as we only have 1 lap left. And the best spot that I was thinking was probably turn number 3. Turn number 1 is just a little too fast of a corner to try to go for an overtake. So what we do is we try to set ourselves up here, but on the exit we just get a little bit wide, almost go past that yellow sausage curve, which could have led into a penalty. And so I had to back out of the throttle on the exit to avoid going too wide, and that just killed our run down here going into turn number 3. But Thanatos brakes very, very late, missed his braking point actually, and we were able to get a nice cutback on him, and it's now going to be side by side as we head into turn number 4. If we can brake later than him, we should be able to get the 6th place away from him as we get very close to his right rear. Brake as late as we can. We keep it on the inside, a little bit of contact with him. We're all the way on the right hand side, and we were able to get the overtake done on Thanatos. And we just have to cover him for about 4 more corners, and we should be able to come home in a 6th place position. But it's coming out of the final corner. You can see we're able to increase the gap from Thanatos, and it was just smooth sailing from here all the way to the end. And we crossed the start finish line in 6th place, Super GT spot. And a nice little comeback, especially because of the penalty that we got in the beginning of the race. We're able to come back from 12th all the way up into 6th in the span of 12 laps. And let's see if we can get a better result here in the EMEA account. So on our second race here, we are in our EMEA account, and we are starting off in 4th place with the 122 flat, as we're starting right behind the Spaniard of Bueno. And so we're just gonna set our traction control to, or not traction control, but our brake balance to -1. Go very, very smoothly and patiently into turn number 1. We didn't want to get involved in anybody's mess. As you can see, Juicy up ahead gets a little bit loose off the first corner, but we were able to get through it nice and easy, navigate it without any issues. But unfortunately, we couldn't say the same for Juicy, as Juicy has a ½ second penalty now. And he actually goes into that final corner, or that 3rd corner, really, really wide, and gets a really bad wheel spin on the exit. So not sure what's going on with his car, as it looks like he's just all over the place. But we were able to get the overtake on him, and now we find ourselves here in the podium, right behind Bueno and Captain JJ. So this could be a really good result here if we could stay with Bueno and JJ. I think they're both running the same strategy as me, of starting off on the mediums and then switching off to the hards, as we can now confirm that here as we are on lap number 6. Captain JJ decides to come into the pits, and you can see that he did come in with the mediums. So when he comes out, he's going to come out on the hards. I decided to stay out another lap here because I felt good with my pace. I feel like if we stayed out, we could actually make up some time on Captain JJ. But not only that, I don't know if you guys can see right behind us, but Captain JJ kind of came out with a lot of traffic, and that's one thing that can definitely kill you, especially on these races that had the old penalty system. If you just accidentally make one bad move, especially when you're fighting with other guys, you can get what Captain JJ got right there, and he actually gets a 1 second penalty, and that might hurt him a lot here as we actually pass the penalty zone, and he out of service. So we're gonna stay out another lap here. I didn't really like the gap that we had from us to the cars right behind, and plus on top of that, I didn't realize that they were all gonna come in. So you can see everybody decided to come in besides me. I decided to stay out for just one more lap. We're gonna come in on this lap, and hopefully when we come out of the pits, we're not fighting with anybody. We just have clear smooth, clean track space. So we're gonna see what we could do here as we come into the pits this time around, and we switch over from our mediums to the hards, and you can see where we fall out here, as we do have a nice little comfortable gap from us to fourth, and we do have open track right ahead of us. So things working out really well, but look at this. Unfortunately for Bueno, things don't go according to plan, as he accidentally gets lagged out of the race. And look at that, we are now up into second place. So this can turn from a third place position to a second place position. But right here on the 12th lap, you can see that there's a yellow flag, but I don't see Captain JJ on the track. And what actually happened was that when he was coming to the pits, he got very loose, lost it on the rear, and then came into the pits, lost a lot of time because of that. And due to that, he gets shuffled all the way back, I believe, into third or fourth, or actually no, I should wait. Okay, there you go. Gets shuffled back into third, and we were able to get the lead right there because of that simple mistake that JJ did. And off of the final corner, we're able to smooth our way past the start-finish line and actually get a win here in the EMEA account due to just bad luck from the top two guys ahead. So very lucky that we were able to avoid just all the chaos, especially on that first lap with I believe it was the second place driver. Just not sure what was going on with him, as he looked like he was struggling with the car a lot, but somehow we were able to navigate our way to a first place position and get a win here. And I mean, a lot of bad luck has to happen, but hey, sometimes that's just the way it happens in racing. So we were able to get the win here in the sixth place position on our first race. But other than that, we were able to avoid majority of the penalties and finish these races in, I'd say, decent spots. But let me know what you guys think about the new penalty system, as like I said, I've really enjoyed it. I like the fact that we can now fight with other cars and not have to worry too much about getting a 2-second or a 4-second penalty and just having that destroy our race. But I don't know, maybe some people that race in the mid pack or even in the back that have to navigate their way through traffic or just fight with the more than 2 or 3 cars might not like it, because people just start ramming them, and you know, dirty racing starts happening, stuff like that. But to you guys, maybe you guys probably hate the penalty system, I don't know. But if you guys have your opinions, leave that in the comments down below. And if you guys really enjoyed this video, which I'm hoping you guys did, since you guys made it all the way to the end, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe, as it really helps out the channel when you guys do so. And if you guys want to follow me on the Twitters, Instagram, or even on Discord, you can find all those links in the description down below. And once again, since you guys made it all the way to the end, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.